All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy CEO Sean. I'm not even gonna do the whole thing. I'm just ready to get into it. I think y'all already have met this person before. We did a previous interview. How long ago was that? Actually, I didn't even check. That was
That was a while ago, maybe like
a while ago. Like I think October. It was October or November. I don't think it was September. It was either October or November, I think, because it was a couple months ago. Um, but yeah, so my guy's back. And we wanted to do a part two because he has been growing, not just like financially with the market, but he's been growing a lot just personally. He's been making so many adjustments and changes and stuff like that in his trading style, in his personality and stuff like that, and just growing overall in his business and stuff like that as well. We're gonna definitely touch about that as well. But yeah, I'm just excited. So Josh, introduce yourself to the people that don't know you and then reintroduce yourself to the people that already do.
okay. Well, if you don't know me, I'm Josh, Joshua, whichever one you want to call me. I'm a photographer, and I recently started trading in September-ish.
September-ish. Ugh, come on.
So, yeah, that's basically what I do. And yeah, if you ever need pictures, videos, make sure you reach out to me.
Bet that up. And I say you're in like tell them you can tell them where you are and stuff like that too, because I know because they know where I'm at, but I don't know if they know where you're at.
I am in Atlanta also. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta. So yeah, I just moved downtown, so way closer.
Oh my gosh, you were on the
I was in Douglasville. I just came from
it was a
Douglasville.
crazy yeah, you were in on the outskirts. I was like, where are you? Because I know you were traveling back and forth and stuff like that. You were saying it's a long drive, and I'm like, where you at? You said Douglasville. As soon as I heard Ville, I'm like, yeah, he's far. Every single place in Atlanta that has Ville in it is just long and it's far away. So I'm in the middle of the city too. So now you're close to the city. You know what I'm saying? We love that. You got a studio there, right, in downtown,
So it's in Midtown.
Midtown. Okay, okay, okay.
Hmm.
Okay, bet. But see, dang, you're really in the city though. Bet I gotta stop by too. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do part two of pictures and stuff like that too. Because I know I have my thing from before. This was oh dang, it's not gonna show it. But the one we did with where it was the red background and
Oh
like
yeah,
my
yeah,
picture, that was so long ago. But I was like, dang, it's really been, you know what I'm saying? It's just
yeah,
crazy to see like
yeah.
how everything has grown though. But yeah, so just to like tell the people, I guess like because we're doing the part two and stuff like that. Can you tell the people how much you have made since then? Because I know the last time we did the interview, I think you were up like 3,000 or so, like 3,000, 5,000 or something like that. But can you tell the people like how much you've made so far, just from futures trading?
Oh, so just from futures trading, I made about 25 to 30K. I average right around like 4 to 6K a month. That's kind of where I kind of realize that where I kind of be at right now. So
Bro, first off, I want to congratulate you on that because, bro, when you told me every single time you were telling me, it was like the number was just climbing. It was just getting higher and higher, and I'm like, yo, this is so dope. Because one of the things I was like, I was just praying about, was that you just because I knew like in the beginning and stuff like that, you were still doing the business and stuff like that while still juggling learning how to trade. So one of the things I was praying over all of y'all was just making sure y'all could just be able to get the information and then just use it because I know it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you could touch on that too, because there are some people that when I tell you like, bro, most people when they trade and stuff like that, it takes them years and stuff like that to become profitable, to not be like losing money in the market and stuff like that. And I think in a matter of maybe 5, 6 months you've been able to, you know what I'm saying, withdraw $25,000 from the market and stuff like that. And you still got money you're playing with too. And we doing, you know what I'm saying, the success protocol as well for this next month. So we're gonna see. We're probably gonna have to do a part three once you hit that crazy number. But can you talk to the people, I guess, like on like how was it going from like just being a beginner to now you've like withdrawn like 25,000?
so when I started, I kind of tuned everything out, I would say, in a sense. Like I even my business, I ain't gonna lie, I really stopped shooting. I took my booking site down. I really just locked in on the charts. So I was paper trading for about maybe like 2 weeks. I want to say on like those while we was going through our classes or whatever. So I was paper trading between the classes, and then I ended up getting a whole bunch of wins. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and put 1,000 into a live account. And then I kind of did that. And then from there, my first day, I did 1,500 on my first trade, which I think honestly was kind of bad.
Yep.
Um, it was kind of bad just because one, it was just because I was like already expecting that like okay every day. And then I was also thinking like, okay, I just did that in like 5, 10 minutes. I can do that again. So I kind of went to the gym, came back, almost lost everything I just got. Came all the way back down to 600. And then from there, I think that really built my like risk management because from there I kind of went from MES and kind of scaled up from there and
Yeah.
just gradually added more contracts until I can make it back to ES. And then I kind of blew I didn't blow my account, but I kind of grew my account back up basically. And then from there I was able to just keep getting consistent pullouts like each week. Really, I was paying myself like a job. So for the since September, I really been solely living off of trading all for the most part. I just started my business back up in January. So uh yeah, I've been taking bookings in there. So now it's even better now just because I got both going at the same time.
That's what I'm talking about. And in the beginning, when you had that, I think when you had the $1,500, I think I told you, I think I talked to you about it too. I was like, look, you made the 1,500. Don't over leverage. Don't go crazy. And I told you, but I was like, you still might. So I wasn't tripping for real, but I was
Mhm.
like, dang, like don't over leverage. And then you hit it for me. I think you didn't tell me. So like you had the loss, but you didn't tell me. Like I think you told me how much I think you told me after the fact. I think you
Mhm.
had built it back up. You said
Yeah,
you built it back
I
up.
told you that I got my account back.
Yeah, and I was like, how down bad was it? And then you talked about it, and I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, that's why you hit it. It's like, but I was like, but you built it up from there. Like I want to talk about that too, because okay, so how much did you lose? You made 1,500, and then you said, I think right after that, you took like a big loss. How much was that loss?
Was $1,500 to $600.
It
Or
was
no,
you
no
went
way. My bad.
2,500
Yeah,
down to 6.
2,500 to $600.
You had like a
Yeah.
19, I think it was a $1,900 loss. Crazy.
Yep.
Okay, for
That
perspective.
was probably two trades. I probably took
Two
two trades.
trades, yeah. Dang. I want to stay on that real quick because okay, I'll say like $2,000. Like that's $2,000. Some people make 2,000 a month, 2,000 every 2 weeks. You lost that in a day. In a day. How did that, I guess, feel for you? Like in that moment when you lost it, like how did it feel?
When I lost it, it made me think. It was just like, okay, tone back a little bit, really tune in like what's going on. And it was actually a learning experience because I always think back on that day because I think that might have been like my biggest loss day because my risk management was crazy. I went on tilt
Yeah,
and I just was back and forth in between the market, just getting smacked.
it
So
happens.
it was definitely a learning experience. So from there, I was like, okay, I definitely like when I get my profits, I'll just close. I'm done for the day. I close I close the laptop. I did what I needed to get from the market. It's always the next day. And that's how I just got my mindset kind of shifted. And then from there, yeah, that was really it just took a mindset shift to be honest. As far as risk management, now I'm on like the other side of it where it's
Yeah,
like, okay, I know how to get the money basically. I've already proven the fact like I know how to get to the money. It's just more the fact like scaling up and kind of getting those bigger and holding those positions for longer. And basically just following the strat and the success protocol and not exiting too early, leaving runners because I definitely was running one contract. I love one contract. I was killing it with one contract, but two is definitely better just so it takes a lot of stress off of you.
yeah, because you were making like I think you would make like 1,000 or something like that off one contract. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
like,
make 1,000 to like 1,500,
yep.
like pretty consistently, and I'll just cut it, and that'll just be it for the day. And then I look back at the chart like later on in the afternoon. I'm like, dang, that thing went.
It's the skyrocket, and I missed out on this. Yeah, it's yeah. That's why I was telling you get at least two because I know how that can Like I know how that feels where it's like you have one, you take profit, and then it reverses back in your favor and it just keeps going. It's like it's the craziest feeling. And I know you talked about something too, like because I wanted to cover that too, because people are probably having questions like, what the heck is the strat? What the heck is the success protocol? I could quickly cover that up. The strat is a strategy that we trade and stuff like that in the mentorship. I got it from my mentor Rob Smith, the late Rob Smith, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to him. But he left that strategy behind to, his mentees and stuff like that. And now it's just a beautiful strategy, not even gonna lie. But the success protocol is something that I don't want to say created because that's not true. I curated it based on lessons that I've learned from all of my mentors and stuff like that, and then just combining it into something that worked for me. My goal was to risk less, like as little as possible to make as lot as possible. So that's what the strategy is supposed to do. I think in the beginning, you weren't using the success protocol. You were just trading strictly the strat and just like
Mhm.
hitting just base hits and stuff like that. And I was happy for you at first. Then it got to a point, I think this is what got me. I think you did something with the profit and you did something. It is just like, I was like, oh my gosh. Because you were withdrawing all the time. What did you get? Like, okay, so you withdraw the money, right? What have you done with the money? Like so far, what was like the biggest thing you spent money on?
Um,
The biggest thing.
the biggest thing, probably a dog.
The dog. That's what it was. It was the dog. I was like, he got a dog for five. I still haven't seen the dog. You had to send me a picture of the dog. I don't know what the dog looked like. Because I'm like, he probably
It's a
looked,
it's a Keyshawn. I don't know if you ever heard of
I don't know I gotta look. What is it?
that.
What is it? Y'all know what I hope everybody, whoever know what a Keyshawn is. A Keyshawn.
Keeshond.
A Keyshawn. Oh, this thing look kind of okay. I guess it's worth 5,000. It's worth 5,000. It's an adorable dog. I'll share my screen real quick. Well, actually, no, wait, I can't because it's gonna take it off of the thing. But yeah, look up Keyshawn. So Keeshond. It's a cute dog. Not gonna lie. But yeah, so you got a dog, and I think you got the dog, and I was happy. But then I started like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I'm like doing the math, and you were withdrawing it like a job. You were just taking it
Every week I was just
every week. And I'm like,
pulling,
okay, like how much have you taken out? Because like in the beginning, my thought process was like, all right, bet you'll take it out, take it out, take it out. And then after you get to a certain point, you'll take it out. And then, all right, bet now I'm gonna leave this in here to grow it. So I'm like, all right, bet he about to start compounding. He about to start going crazy. And then you're still taking it out. I'm like, how much you have? I think I asked you like one day, I said, how much you have like in your account now? You said two. And I'm like, you lost two? He was like, no, I just kept withdrawing. I'm like, why aren't you letting it compound? He was like, getting paid a week every week. So I'm like, and that's not bad, but it's again, there's levels to it. You've passed that point where you can do it, and now you're at a point where again, most people are trying to get to where they can just build their account to like, like a really big size. Because you have the ability to do that, if you build your account to a big size, keep that same thing. Now instead of withdrawing like 2K, 3K a week, you can withdraw shoot like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10K a week and stuff like that. And then you just withdrawing crazy money for the market. That's why I wanted you to compound after you withdraw the money and stuff like that. So yeah, that's definitely dope that you did that for sure. But let me ask you this, like what was the reason? Because some people they want to take, for example, $1,000 and turn to a million, right? You weren't thinking that way. Your thought process is, hey, started with 1,000. I'm just trying to withdraw 2,000, 3,000, 1,000 a week. Like, what I guess sparked that mindset where it's like I'm just trying to make this money every week.
uh, just because like I seen how like I could consistently get it for the most part. So it's like, okay, I can keep just printing more money, so I might as well just keep pulling it out. That's how I was kind of thinking in my head. I wasn't really thinking like long term. I was more thinking like, okay, this is just an extra form of income on top of the income that I'm getting. So it's like that's basically how I was looking at it. Like this is just like another form of income, and I was just kind of pulling from it like a job. That's how like I was paying myself like I was working.
Yeah,
So
because I know you had took off. You said you had took off work, like you were like doing business and stuff like that, but you kind of took a break on that to focus
mhm.
on trading and stuff like that. How long was that break? Yeah, how long was that
break.
break?
The break was we started the accelerator in what August or was it no the beginning of September, right?
It was beginning of September. It was either beginning or middle of September. Yeah.
My break lasted from September to the January.
Dang, those three. That's dang. So you weren't doing any business or nothing for 3 months.
No.
Okay.
I was strictly just trading. So
Okay. I take
that
back everything I said. So I take the reason because like so you weren't bringing anything. So now the mindset is okay. Now I'm not doing the business. I gotta withdraw from that. So I'm gonna take this money and stuff like that, and then act like and treat this like a job. And I want to say that is also impressive as well because you gotta think there's some people that they'll like for some reason they'll like either be scared or they just won't perform well. They'll just have bad days or bad weeks, and then that affects them and stuff like that. Have you ever had a bad week while you were
Mhm.
like bad week, like in terms
Yeah,
of
bad.
profitability and stuff like that? Like how bad I guess was that week?
Um, my worst week I've ever had was I want to say maybe like 2000, maybe
Okay,
like
you lost 2,000 in a week.
2000 a week before. Other than that, I try to limit my risk for the most part. If I'm losing more than $400, then I'm done for the day. I just come back the next day. So that's kind of how I've been running things, and it's kind of been evening itself out because my winners kind of bigger than my losers. So
Get that up.
long
Yeah,
as I'm pretty profitable for the week, I go for like a 1 to 3. That's kind of my mindset. So I figure if I can get do a 1 to 3, like it's gonna cancel out my losers in the long run.
set that up. So you were risk $400, target 12, 15. That's why you were targeting those numbers. You
Yeah,
take
yeah,
profit. Even if
yeah,
it kept running, you would just
yeah. I'll
take
just
profit.
that would be my yeah, that would be my. That's why I would trail. I would basically how I would do before. Once I got to my point, my 3 times my risk, I would trail really tight. So I would trail like on the swing on the 1 minute. So it would be right under that. If it passed that, I'm out. And I got my 3 times my risk. That's how I was running.
You were more of a scalper and stuff, just in and out, in and out. And you
Yeah.
were trading what specifically too? Because I want to like let the people know also what you were trading too in terms of on futures.
Yes.
So you were trading in the ES and
Yes. I've only done maybe like 2 or 3 trades on M and Q. I never touched NQ. Um,
why?
actually,
The reason?
just I don't know. I think it might be a little fear, just because I see how many like points it can move. I don't know. It might just be a little fear. That's just something I just had to build up on. I had to M and Q. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. And I took YM the other day actually when you called it out on the call. I took that back.
Oh yeah, you took the wait, you took the it took out the low and then reclaimed it. You took the reclaim.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that was good. YM is a sleeper. We were because usually on the live trading calls and stuff like that that I'll do for the accelerator, I usually do the it'll be ES. I'll usually have ES, NQ, and YM up, and I'll be talking about ES, NQ, ES, NQ, and then YM would just be like, "Hey, I exist," and then sometimes I don't give it no love, but yeah. Um, so yeah, and then you said you don't touch NQ because it's like a little scary. Trust, I know. It definitely takes like, not gonna lie, I've lost. I think I've lost like on NQ. I think I lost like 1,000 like a few minutes just trading that thing, and I was like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute, let me take a step back. So I definitely feel you on that. But like I think so you treat it like a job and stuff like that, but now you're back into business and stuff like that too. So like, what does that look like for you now? Where because before you were just locking in completely with trading, right? Um,
Um,
but now you're
so
doing business and trading.
so now I mean things changed a little bit, but not too much. My schedule doesn't open up until 1 o'clock. So I normally take my trades in the morning anyway, so I still trade in the mornings. If I do have shoots that day, I go do the shoots. If not, I'm in the house, I'm working out, playing the game, editing, something of that nature. But yeah, that's kind of really what I've been on. I feel like it definitely gave me more freedom now, just because I can approach my business differently. Just because before I was like, ooh, I gotta have the money, like I gotta have the money. So now it's more like I can I can get the money. I can price basically my photography how I want to, just because I have enough money to fulfill what I got going on right now, basically.
I like that. So like, because I know you were, because like you were not gonna lie, you were hustling in the, you know what I'm saying? Just like I think
Oh,
you were working a lot.
I
In
was doing $100 shoots, $75 shoots. I would Uber at night. So I would Uber from like 9, 10 o'clock to like 7 in the morning, then repeat the process, do some shoots again, just to be able to do live how I want to live, basically.
and I think I told you too. I think you said that when you joined, and I was like, I think you said your goal was to make 3,000 a month, and
I
I
just
think
literally wanted to cancel out so I didn't have to do Uber. That was literally
yeah,
my goal for trading.
yeah. I know I had a feeling because I was like, I knew you were doing that, and I'm like, okay, he's probably saying, I know why he's saying this number. So now my goal was like, all right, I need to help you break this. Like, you're gonna make this in a day, right? That was my challenge. I was like, you're gonna make this in a day, and it seems crazy and impossible and stuff, but I'm like, I think you can, only because I think I told you before too. If you just take that hustle that you're putting in that and you just put it towards this, it should it just goes crazy. And I think I thought it, not gonna lie, I did think it would take longer because sometimes for people I'm used to, usually it takes longer, right? So let me ask you this in terms of because most people they don't build this much profit and stuff like that quickly. If they're a beginner, they don't usually do it that quickly, right? So I guess what do you have advice for those people that like let's say they've been trading for maybe 6 months to a year, but they haven't like maybe gotten a payout. They might have not withdrawn money out of their account yet. They might not even built their account up yet. They might not even be profitable. What would you say to those people that are trying to get to that point based on your experience?
I would say it might be like if you're going that long without like, you know what I'm saying, seeing the strategy work for you, I think it's time to dial back and tune back into the strategy just to see, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing wrong and what what you can learn better from. So I would say you definitely got to lock in on the strategy. I feel like that's kind of the basis. I would go back. I probably would hop off of accounts, go back to paper trading, kind of kind of just refresh the process again, and then kind of go from there. Make sure I'm profitable on my paper account for at least like 2 weeks, in my opinion. Like a good like 2 weeks, if you're profitable, I would say then you should feel pretty good. And then I think a lot of people are just scared to enter trades too as well. Like I think that's one thing that I'm glad I didn't, just because I've been showing like my sister and a couple of my friends how to trade and stuff like that. And I just realized that like a lot of people are scared to enter a trade. So it's like that's never been really an issue with me. Like I'll enter it. I don't care. I'll enter it because I know if it works, it can be a big profit. So that's just kind of how I look at it.
And how do you think so like and I've been teaching for years and I see that same thing. People are just like that's fear. Like they're just scared. They're scared it's not going to work out. They're scared it's just like it's going to lose money or whatever, right? Whatever is going through their head, they're scared to do it, right? What advice would you have for those people that are scared to do it? Because for example, you don't have that necessarily fear. Like you went like, the first trade you took, you made $1,500, right? But I think you were risking, I think
And I
40.
had only had 1,000. Now I'm thinking about it, I only had 1,000, and I ran ES on top of that. So
Yeah. So, and you were risking, how much were you risking? I think you were risking like because that's what I'm telling people too. Like, okay, here's the thing: you don't need a lot to make money in futures, and I told you that too. And that we're not even gonna get into that how you could have turned that 1,000 into 11,000. We're not gonna talk about that. That
mm,
was a whole other thing, because just the leverage that you have with like futures. But
mm.
how much were you risking on that trade specifically?
That trade was, I think, maybe around like 250, maybe 325, something like that around there.
Okay. So like 250 to 300 to make that $1,500 move, like because it ran up and then you exited based on the strat too.
Mm,
Because it reversed back down, you took profit, exited for 1,500,
mm.
right? So I guess there you took that trade, right? And you had no hesitation, no fear. But there's people that they might have had that opportunity. They literally are in their journal like, man, I could have took this. I should have would have could have did, and they just have a whole should have would have could have journal. But they not execute nothing. Like, what do you say to that person in terms of like what's going on in their head to maybe help them?
Um, I would say, you know the saying they say, "What scare money don't make money." Like, no, I ain't gonna lie, that's really serious. And like, if you really trust in yourself and you trust in the strat, like every trade I take, I got faith that it's gonna work. I'm thinking it's gonna work. Like every trade I take, um, even if it's like I feel like okay, it's kind of iffy. Like I'm still like, oh no, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. So I don't know. I just got a lot of faith in myself and like faith just in the strategy itself. And I know that like it's built to make me not lose that big amount of money. So if I'm following the strat correctly, I'm not going to lose that amount of money. So that kind of eliminates the fear for me, in my opinion. That was kind of the biggest thing because it's like if I do get stopped out, it's going to be a small loss. And then if I get a winner, it could be a small win or it could be a big win. So,
Yeah. And I think I taught that in the thing too to make sure that because that's how I am. I hate losing big. I hate it. I'd
mm.
rather take small losses. So like for you, do you think you had that mindset before you enter, like before you joined the Accelerator and stuff like that, in terms of like, all right, bet, like I'm ready to just risk it all and just make this work? Like, did you have that
Um,
before, or was it based on the strategy? Like, what gave you that faith and confidence? Because most people, when they start, the reason I'm saying that is because most people, when they start, they don't have that faith. They don't have confidence. Even if they see the strategy works for other people, they might not be
I
taking it
think
the same
I
way.
think the when I was paper trading and I seen like how much it could do, and I was like, oh my gosh, if this was my money, it just kind of made me more eager to be like, okay, yeah, let me do it. 'Cause I see it working day after day, and I see where I'm entering. I'm like, what's literally what's stopping me right now from just making an account and doing the same thing I'm doing right now, and now it's live. That's kind of I don't know. That's kind of how my mindset with, but. It's just I feel like it's gonna be kind of what I'm saying. People take stuff differently. I feel like I've always been like a kind of like a risk taker. Like I've I quit a job and I'll figure it out. Like I've always been like that, and I've always kind of just had like a just kind of like a risk taker mindset in my opinion. Just because yeah, I'll quit a job. I'll start back. That's how I ended up doing photography and stuff. So
You literally
yeah,
quit and just say, like, I'm just gonna like we're going all in this. We're just gonna work it out. We're just gonna
just
figure it
gonna work it out, figure it out, and we here. So I haven't worked in like not a 9 to 5 in like 2 years.
And now you're doing this now. Now you probably I told you too. I think my bad, my camera keep going in and out. But I think I told you before too. I was like if you're not passionate about photography and your business, you probably will like you'll quit and you'll just focus on trading. Because you're like, man, what I got man, 10,000. All right, I'm done. I'll see y'all later. I'm on a trip. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll just do that. That's why I was like, you literally love it. You was like, yeah, like I'm trying to really build the business and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, that's what I'm talking about. Like you can either use trading to build your business or just like me, I'm just focused on trading. I'm just trying to build this thing as high as I can.
See, that's like I have a love for photography, but my main problem was I just didn't have the clientele paying to what I needed to pay. That's why I had to do all the other things. So it kind of ended up being draining just on the fact that I was doing so much. Like doing so much. I never really had time to really do anything. It was
And
either
by the
work.
way, too, you're good. Like, really good. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, we were literally, because when we did the photo shoot, we were literally talking. I'm like, so is it like all, like, is it going to be extra payment? Is it like a payment plan? Like, because I'm trying to figure out, because, like, they were good. Like, they were really, really good. Like, that's why I'm like, bro, we need to do another one. I need to do another one. I did two photo shoots with you. I got to do another one. Like, because I'm like, you do really good quality work. The customer service that you have is great. I can't even wait to see it in the studio you got and stuff like that too. So I'm like, the way you do business as well. That's why I was so befuddled because I'm like, charge more. Like, you have great service. There's people that, and I'm telling you now, there's people I've seen experience. They have they have high prices and bad service, or they're not like that good, or they're not like really good with rapport, different things like that. Like you checked every box. I think you were really fast with it too. You got the pictures back in like 24 hours or something like that. It was crazy. But like you do really good. I think did you increase your prices since then or no?
Yeah, so I did. I ran a special just for my just coming back. So I did 150. I did 20 slots for 150. And then now my starting price it starts at 280 for one look and kind of just works the way up from there. But my main goal is really to kind of just get just straight on businesses, have them pay like a retainer and kind of just work with like five businesses like on just a retainer and kind of go from there. I feel like that would just make it easier working with the same people, less people to kind of interact with,
That part.
and still making the same amount of money.
So like a productized, like an agency type thing where you productize your service and then you just working with
Just shoot, yeah. And I know a few people that kind of do something similar. Like I got a friend who does like something like food restaurants,
yeah.
um, stuff like that. But yeah, you only need to shoot them like 4 or 5 hours out the month, charge them a monthly rate, have they have their content for the month, and then you good. You good. I'd rather just that's kind of what I'm trying to scale my business up to now. But now I got more time to really really dive into it now, and more time, like more money to pay for like marketing and stuff now too. So
That
that's
part. I'll say
another
yeah, because you that's
thing.
marketing is important.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can pay for that and just build that up, that's actually dope. Because I know you just said like what your goal is, and your vision is for your business. Now, I guess, what is your vision, I guess, with trading specifically? Because now you have, because before you didn't have trading in there, and it's like now this is a part of it's a part of it. You just like, yeah, this is my best friend now. You
Yep.
and ES is like married at this point.
Me
You
and
know what
ES
I'm
locked
saying?
in, man.
Locked in. Y'all never breaking up. So it's
Right.
like, what's your goal now, like, or vision now that you have for trading? Now that you've withdrawn $25,000 from the market, that's impressive. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's your goal?
So now I got a few different goals. I'm not gonna lie. There's a few different things I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about purchasing like a some type of space that you know what I'm saying that people can rent out and stuff like that. But I want something very automated where like I have like you have to hit the code to check in and all that stuff and like the key pops out like where I don't have to actually be there. I can just kind of check back in. And then I want to kind of leave and go to like Mexico or Thailand for like a year or at least 6 months to like a year and kind of just have that going and trading too at the same time, just enjoying life. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. So when this is up, hopefully God willing, I am going to be moving and overseas next. So that's my I wanted like a year just to really lock back everything in with my photography and all that stuff. And we back rolling now. So we back rolling now. So yeah, I'm ready.
Get with him.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
dog.
long. You about to be in another country. You better
The
stop.
dog coming too. I got a bunny too, actually too. Luna.
It's a bunny and a dog. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got a bunny too.
I gotta see both. Like, is it like a big bunny or like a small, like little
Like
miniature
a small bunny.
small one? You gotta show me a picture, or you got the.
Yeah, I was about to see if I had a recent picture. I got all these client pictures in here, so I had to really scroll.
What color is the? I can't wait to see the color of it.
Onyx right here though. Oh, can you see? Oh.
Oh my gosh, it's like a. That is so adorable. Not gonna lie, I have a husky mixed with a Rottweiler, so he's
Yeah.
adorable, but he's big and acts like he's not. So yeah, that's really dope. I'm glad, and I want to see the bunnies too. I gotta see the bunny because I love bunnies too, but I don't know. It's like you know what I'm saying? It's a lot, but yeah, bro, that's definitely dope. I know we talked about that offline about what it would take, how much you need to make, and different things like that to be able to do that while still running the business, stuff like that. So I think if you this month, because we're doing a challenge stuff like that, if you do that, like if you lock in with the challenge, you do the success protocol, you just scale up. You can probably hit that amount in 30 days. I'm telling you, like just off of what you're doing now and the market we're in now, two with the VIX is still high. So by the way, I'll just explain that real quick. VIX is like the volatility index, simply meaning you can look up VIX. When that's higher, typically futures moves more aggressively. So it might move hundreds more points in a day. For example, ES usually only moves like 50 points a day, but now it's moving. I think that it's like moving 106, 110 a day or something like that. It's crazy. So the amount of opportunity to make money is higher when the VIX is higher. But you have the opportunity to do that in literally 30 days. I really think you could do it in 30 days. I'm not even gonna lie. I think you could do it in 30 days. If you just log in and don't take anything, because you're taking out no money, and I know you're using it, coupling it with the business, but just 30. Because I know you're a hustler, so you straight. You know what I'm saying? 30 days. I definitely think you could go crazy in the market, um, and just build it up. I definitely think you can for sure. You already done it, so yeah.
That's my
I want to
goal.
hear how
I'm
to.
trying to go out there with like 6 months paid up and just kind of be able to just, if I want to trade, I can. If I don't, like it's not, I don't have to make money from this trade to, what I'm saying, still live out there.
You'll be good. I think you don't need and that's the thing too. You don't need a lot. Like if you're in Thailand or something like that, I was looking. It's like Thailand.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's only like maybe like 1,000. If I want to live how I want to live, it's gonna be like 1,000 a month.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy. I would say I was in. I was checking out some places in Bali, Indonesia, um, and they were because that's like a trading hub. Like traders be all there all the time.
I heard Puerto Rico too, because
Puerto
tax
Rico too. Oh
the
yeah,
tax.
the taxes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like I think you gotta get like a residency out there. Well no, you can visit obviously, but I don't know. Do people do like no digital nomading out there? Like traveling like they do with Thailand and Bali, I guess.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Because I remember somebody had said like you gotta buy a place out there or something like that. They had this whole video talking about like the bad stuff about it. So I don't know, but I
Yeah.
gotta check it out too. Either way, so I definitely think you're gonna hit that for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I guess now like my question is so like okay, so we have this challenge that we're doing and stuff like that where you're building it up and stuff like that. But now I want to take it back to the people and stuff like that. There's somebody watching this that they're brand new to trading. Matter of fact, no. I want two separate questions. There's somebody that's brand new in trading and
Mhm.
they're trying to get started and stuff like that. They're a little confused, they're a little scared. They don't know what, they want to do and stuff like that, but they know that it's possible. Like, what do you have for that person?
Are they demo trading?
Just practice. I love that. This is so beautiful because I was literally saying the same thing. I'm like, just
I
practice.
just feel like I feel like that's gonna eliminate the fear. Like if you demo trading and you practicing and you seeing the profits and you're doing this consistently and you following your strategy and you seeing where you entering, it's really you stopping yourself.
Now, let me ask you this because this is going to be interesting. The trader that they've already, let's say they've been trading for years, like they've been trading for a year, 2 years, something like that. They still haven't cracked that profitability yet. They've bounced from strategy to strategy. They think it's mindset. They just whatever it is, right? For some reason, they just have not hit that goal. Like they want to make some profitability, right? What do you say to that trader that has been trading and he hasn't or she hasn't hit their goals?
Um, I would say if you're not hitting your goals, I think that might be a more mental thing.
Okay.
To be honest, and that could go to either you're either risking too much, de-risk, because that could definitely solve a lot of issues if that's the issue. But you could either be risking too much or your losers are bigger than your winners. So that means at the end of the day, you're still risking too much then because or you need to have like at least a set game plan. I think what I really did, like when I really sat down and said, okay, I only want to lose this amount a day. This is the amount I'm comfortable with losing a day. If I lose this amount, I literally turn my computer off. That's it. I'm done. I'm done for the day. So I think it's really gonna be more discipline. Like the strategy was never hard. Like learning the strategy was never hard for me. It was more like just the mental side of things. And yeah, just more on the mental side. So if you can kind of figure yourself out to the point where you can make your own, because I feel like it's gonna be different for everybody. So I feel like if you can make your own set like rules for yourself and really stick beside them, then you should turn. It's no reason you shouldn't turn profitable.
It's a fact. Yeah, because every trader, and I think most people get this wrong, even with teaching, even for me. That's why, like, one of the reasons I always ask, I think I asked in the last interview, I'm gonna ask it again right now too. Um, there's always like for me, like I have to make sure I'm always staying outside of myself, like not teaching from me, but teaching from you, like you as a trader. Like I think even when we first came, I'm like, all right, bet where are you at? So I can figure out how to best, like, all right, bet do this and this and this. Because my instructions for you are different than somebody else. Because somebody else might be in a different situation to you. There's some people, for example, I've taught where they already got money and stuff like that. The only thing they got to do is just organize their time. So I got to teach them like, all right, here's how to organize your time. Here's how to trade. There's some people that's beginners. So I guess for me, like one of the questions I have, like personal question for myself, uh, like what do you think that I can improve, um, like in the accelerator, the mentorship, different things like that, just so I can help more people get like literally get the result that you've gotten, where you've withdrawn this much money. I want to help
Um,
everybody in the accelerator hit at least that, and then withdraw more than that. Like, what do you advice do you have for me?
I would say definitely keep up the live tradings. I think those really like give you real time, like real time, like be able to learn like in real time what's going on, like and be able to see like, you know what I'm saying, what we see and being able to enter when we enter. You making money too, you know what I'm saying, if you're following
Yeah,
right. But yeah, being able to really see how the market moves. I would say that too. Like it was like when I first started, it was some days where I wasn't even trading. I was literally just watching the market move just to understand like what's going on, how is the market moving, and what does it typically do? How does it typically pull back? Where like you know what I'm saying? I just stuff like that. I just really had to sit back and kind of watch. Like once I figured out how to move, like it was especially the lower time frame. Once I figured out how the lower time frame kind of triggers the upper time frame and kind of how that kind of looks. Oh yeah, that was kind of what sold it for me. That's when I probably turned most profitable.
dang, that's dope. Because I think with the live, I think for me, I didn't want to. I don't want to, how do I say this? At first, I didn't want to be, I felt like I was being overbearing because it's like I was like doing another teaching session and stuff because I'm over here talking a lot. I know I'm over here talking a lot. I'm over here like, ES is doing this, NQ is doing this. Why? I'm like calling stuff out, analyzing, just da 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 da. And I didn't want to be annoying. So, like, sometimes I like just dial back different things like that. But I guess you're saying that this is good. Like, you
No,
calling
that's good
out.
because no matter how much you back test, it's easy to watch the market do something that you already seen it do. So when you
Facts.
watching it in real time, it's gonna forward testing, forward testing. So yeah, that's really good. Especially for even you know what I'm saying the new people too, like to just be able to watch, like even if they're not even trading, like just to be able to watch like what you see, how you analyzing the market, why you took what you took, why you exited right there, stuff like that. It just gives you real time. Yeah, I like that. I like the live trading.
Not the yeah, because I think it's basically it's a live mentorship session too. Because I'm
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
trading, and I'll stop. I think what was it yesterday? I think
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yesterday we ended at 12. I started at 9 or 8, and it was
Mm-hmm.
we are just answering questions and stuff like that. Because now I'm showing you what the market is doing and calling it out, and then I'm explaining to you why after too. So I actually do love doing that because I love just like having y'all just understand what the market is doing and stuff like that. Because sometimes you might have a question and you don't know what is happening. But if I can explain it and break it down, you'll know it. So bet that I'll keep making sure I'm doing a lot of trading and stuff like that for the accelerator and stuff like that. On top of the teaching as well, like is there something I can also improve on the teaching aspect as well?
The
Because
teaching I think was very good, honestly. I like how you broke it down. You made it very simple to understand. Um, yeah, it pretty much was simple to understand. Just really like it is a lot of information, I would say.
it is.
But I rewatched so many videos. I rewatched so many videos. I watched that other course with Sarah. I
Yeah.
watched that video a few. That video is like 4 hours long. I watched that video a few
Wow.
times.
Yep.
I
Super
watched that
long.
video. Yeah, I watched that video a few times. It's just really like, and then even now, like I still go back and rewatch just to like refresh, like make sure. Cause some days I'd be like, it don't. What did I mess up? Like I thought this was the broad information right here. Then I go back and watch the broad information. I'm like, oh, it was a broad information, but then it was another broad information. I'm like, okay, so I see what happened. So then, yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Because y'all asked about the broad information, and I sounded like I was talking about calculus or something like that. I don't know. And then eventually, like I slowed down. I was like, okay, I think I found a way to like break this down. I think I posted a few.
That was the hardest thing for me to grasp personally was the
Yeah.
broad informations.
But then I told you once you get it, it
Yeah.
just it just it's like the way I describe it is I don't know if you've seen the Lego movie. Uh,
Hmm.
have you seen it? Okay, so remember when Emmett like he couldn't build nothing. Then he unlocked the ability to just like see all the pieces and stuff like that. That's how I imagine it. Like once you see the broader fish, it's like, oh wait, I can make this, I can do this, I can, and you just putting together this whole freaking crazy trade. Because the broader fish allow you to literally sell at a high, buy at a low, sell at a high, and catch crazy trades. But once you master it, it just goes crazy. And I think now that you're mastering it, that's definitely going to help you because now you'll hold trades longer too.
Yeah.
Um, so for sure, I'm gonna definitely make sure I do that as well. Also, I took because I looked at the classes. I know it's like a lot of the recording stuff like that that y'all get in the thing. I
Mhm.
turned that into a curriculum, so I condensed all of it down because I realized it was super long for y'all. So I also condensed that down as well. And I'll be recording that this week as well for y'all. But yeah, this was dope though. I have two more questions. Two more questions. One more question is, would you, based on like how your experience and stuff like that with the accelerator, with live trading, everything that is a part of the accelerator, would you recommend it to, who would you recommend it to? Or if you would recommend it to anybody?
I recommend it to anybody that's curious about trading, that wants to learn how to trade, people that are already trading and that their strategy might not be working for them. I would say, yeah, it's really anybody. It's like it's very valuable information. Um, a lot of money out there to be made, and this happens Monday through Friday. So
It literally, yeah. It's well, Sunday through Friday, technically on FIFA.
I don't trade
Technically,
Sunday, but
I don't
yeah,
say Sunday either. Like it's too slow.
no.
Sometimes you move, sometimes, but yeah, Monday for me. It's like, wait, you trading today? No, I'm chilling. I'm going to sleep. But most definitely, bro. And my last question. This is something I was interested in too, because I was like, okay, I know you want to travel and stuff, right? But
Mhm.
if you make, let's say for example, because one of the goals that I personally have for you is I want you to hit 100,000 in a day using the
Mhm.
success protocol. That's one of my goals because I already know you're gonna hit 10. You're gonna hit 10, but I want you to hit 100. If you hit $100,000 trade, like using the strat, success protocol, stuff like that, you hit $100,000. What would you do with that when you hit it?
Uh, $100,000 trade. Oh man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna turn that into something bigger. It's
Okay.
gonna. I'm about to.
Go go bigger, like 200, then a mil. Oh my gosh. You're
If
not
I
gonna
could
take it
turn it
out?
into, yeah, if I could turn it into 500,000, then I definitely could turn it into millions now. That's why that would be my mindset on that. I know I would take some. I know I
For
would.
sure.
Taking something.
Like, I'm up 100,000, man. Let me just risk
Yeah,
all of it.
I'm
Nah,
taking something, but definitely like I would feel if well, I feel like once I reach that point though, it's like I might not take it out because I feel like once I reach that point, it's like I've already seen big amounts, so it's like it's like yeah, like yeah, I don't know, I probably wouldn't.
So you would just let it compound, build it up until you get to maybe even like $1 million trade. I think I told you, I said, I'm gonna hit $1 million trade.
You said like a hundred contracts or something at the
It
NQ.
was on NQ, it's 250 contracts for 200 points. Because 250 times 20 is 5,000. 5,000 times 200 is a million. So in one day you could hit that. Now, obviously, I'm not starting with the 25. We're gonna use the success protocol to do it to just, what I'm saying, stack it up. And then on the day where it's like the VIX, so I'm very meticulous with it. I'm gonna wait till the VIX is high again.
Mm.
I have that in my account. When the VIX is high again, the market's gonna be moving stupid. When it is, that's gonna be the time to strike, and then that's just gonna be beautiful. I don't know when that's gonna happen because you need, I think, like the margin on that is like 250,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you need a lot of margin and stuff like that in there. And I'll probably have a cushion too, maybe like 30, 300, 350 at least to do it. So that'll be my goal though for sure. But I definitely think you're gonna hit 100, and if you hit 100, you're gonna scale it, compound it, and then hit a million too. I think you could. Would you? Well, okay, let me ask you this: would you quit? And this will be the last one. I'm sorry about that. But if you hit that crazy of a trade, would you just stop like working and just solely focus on trading, or would you still do business, different things like that, but just do it in a way that's just convenient to you or comfortable for you?
It would be a way that was very like convenient for me. I would still do my business, but to get me to come shoot is like when I'm shooting, it's like, yeah, you paid a lot for me to come out
Yeah.
and shoot. So it's like I would do that's like why I kind of want to get the studio so I can kind of just have the space just to have people be able to just make it really nice, have people be able to go and shoot work out of. And then when I do have them big projects, it's like, okay, now I come in and then I do what I do. But
That's what I'm talking about. I think, yeah, because I think you really do love it. Like I can tell. I think you love it. You were just in a place where you were just like they weren't paying you enough and stuff like that. And you were doing a lot. Like you were doing a lot of good work. So I definitely feel that burnout and stuff like that. But now with this, it's not like you know how some people be like, oh, like once you start making money in the market, it's like, man, screw that job. Da da da. It's more of like I'll still work, but don't try me. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like don't try me. Like I don't be here, but I want to be here. You know what I'm saying? So the market will definitely do that for you for sure. But yeah, bro, this was dope. I want to open this up now for Q&A. If anybody on here does want to ask any questions, y'all can like raise your hand. And then I'll unmute you and stuff like that, and you can ask like a question, preferably to Josh, not because no one cares about me. LaShawn, you got a question?
Yes, and we do care about you, Sean.
Oh,
Josh, thanks for sharing your story. Really, really inspiring. I jumped on like 10 minutes late, so forgive me if this question is something that you already answered.
Mhm.
I have like 5 questions, but I only got one.
Okay.
So, as you were going through the process, I know you said you were a beginner.
Mhm.
Have you realized like the goals that you had coming into it have changed or grown? Or have you realized like um you like completely changed what you thought was possible as you were going through the journey? Or you just stuck with the goals that you had coming in?
So my vision definitely changed quick. Quick. I was saying like 2 weeks because I was Ubering on top of my business and I was just wanted to make enough to fulfill that so I don't have to Uber anymore. That was literally my only goal. And then I kind of just it kind of just took off from there. I saw I could make way more. And then yeah, my goals definitely changed. And I really started focusing way more on it.
was that your? Oh wait, she went back mute again. I don't know if you had another. Yeah,
My bad. Yeah, thanks. Oh, can I ask another question?
I mean, and she asked another.
Yeah, go ahead. That's whatever you
All
want.
right. So you talked about being on tilt. Like how do you recover from being on tilt? How do you confirm that you are no longer on tilt? And then like what's your process of getting back into the market once you've identified, okay, you know what, I tilted, or whatever the phrase is.
Once I reach the point of tilt is more like I need to be turning the computer off. I can honestly tell because I start kind of not really paying attention to the strategy. Like I'm looking at it, but I'm not really looking at it how I really look at the strategy. So I might see an actionable signal and I just take it. I'm taking actionable signals both ways. So it's like once I reach to that point, I just need to turn my laptop off. That's it for the day. But then once I made it to where it's like I only if I lose $400, my computer's off. I'm done.
Okay, cool. Appreciate that.
And then, did you have any other questions or anything like that? Also, anybody else, y'all can raise your hand too if you have another question. But Sean, if you have another question, you could ask that too if you want.
All right, this I'll make this one the last one. So you talked about running it like a business. Did that
Mhm.
mean you were putting in like 8 hour trading days, or like what did that look like for you?
Oh no, that was like maybe 2 to 3 hours in the morning. So I trade from 9 to about 11:30, sometimes 12. And that's pretty much it. I mean, now that I have like gonna start leaving the runners, I don't know how long that could possibly be if it is like a crazy day. So it's kind of gonna be more like I'm gonna just set my stop loss and kind of just come back and check it later kind of thing. If it working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate your time.
No problem.
Those are good questions too.
It
Um,
was.
Definitely, and I'll say anybody else, y'all can raise your hand as well. But while y'all raise your hand and stuff like that, I do want to touch on that too in terms of when you start holding those trades, you might have to stay a little longer, depending, or you just check back every hour. Like I told you, like you could just be on the high time frame, just trail it, just all right, trail it up, trail it up, trail it, because it does. If it doesn't reverse, you have no reason to get out. But I think it's just remembering to like just remember the trail. Like I set when I tell you I have alerts. I set alerts for six. This is the alerts that I have: 6:50, 7:50, 8:50, 9:50, 10:50, 11:50, 12:50, 1:50. Like all of them basically. Like 10 minutes before every hour. Like every whole hour. So 9, 8, 9, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc. Like I have 10 minutes before that. That way I can check it to see what it's doing. Like if I see, all right, bet before the what's it called? Before the next 60-minute candle flips, it's still going up. Okay, bet. Trailer below that, I'll come back in another hour. And then I'll just do it like that. So yeah, like that's usually what I do. Vincent, you got a question?
Oh yeah. Hi guys. uh, so Josh, I had a question for you, but first I just want to say congratulations for all your success, and and thanks for posting your trades on the chat. I seen your broader informations, and uh, so what it meant. The way I want to explain it is, you're not as Sean be saying, it's gonna confirm or negate what just happened. You posting your trades on the chat, that just confirms what he's been teaching us. So I appreciate that. My question was, so when you first started trading, how much did you have in your account? And I know you said that once you're done losing $40 per day, you're done. Like, did you stick to that rule? Like, how
Mhm.
how hard was it for you to stick to that rule?
So before I didn't have that rule because I didn't have as much as in my account. So when I first started, I started with 1,000. Um, and it kind of from there is kind of like I was still learning, so I kind of lost a lot. But yeah, I went down. I made 1,500, and then went down to $600, and then kind of that's kind of when I went down to MES. So I basically kind of just scaled up and kind of made my risk kind of keep moving how I was scaling up. So I might be risking it might be 200. So if it's $200 that day, then I'm done for that day. And then once my account kind of grew, I kind of start scaling up from there.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, I think that was my question.
Did you have any other questions, Vincent?
No, I just want to say congratulations to Josh for his business. And I know you said that he does good business and good service.
Thank
One of my cousins hired a photographer for her wedding, and she never received the photos 6 months later. I never checked with her to see if she
you.
actually received the photos or not. But yeah, that's good to hear that you're doing good business out there.
No, for
Man.
sure. That's why I give you your flowers on that. Like, cause I'm like, bro, like I don't think you understand, especially in Atlanta. It's like not everybody do good business. Like, even for me, like even that's why I think one of the reasons I also asked, like, what can I improve? What can I improve? What can I improve? Because if I don't improve or if I don't do something right, then I'm not getting better. And then there's a gap that I'm gonna have or I'm not doing business right. Because if I'm not helping people and stuff like that, it's like I don't want to do business. Because I know people that literally do that and it's like they're not doing good. So the fact that you're doing that in your like business and stuff like that, while still, you know what I'm saying, doing this as well, like shout out to you for that again too. So double shout out. Double shout out for sure.
Triple.
All right, but does anybody else have any other questions? Also, I had a question to stem
I
off of.
think she had a question. Did I answer the question in the chat?
Oh, right, I forgot. See, I
I
forgot.
didn't even see that.
Let me see. Does he
Um,
battle fear of missing out or over trading or over leveraging? So yeah.
um, so I definitely have a fear of over I mean my bad, fear of missing out. I do have fear of missing out on trades. Um, but it's more like if I see it go crazy, it's more like I'm not about to take the trade anymore. Cause in my head, it's like I missed my where I wanted to enter. So it's like I don't want to enter it while it's running and high up. So I just like, okay, it's cool. I just catch it the next day. And as far as over leveraging, I did definitely have a problem with that at first. Now I kind of got kind of a game plan to kind of keep my over leveraging down. I don't really have too much of a problem over leveraging. I know my account size. I know how much I can risk. Whether that if I need to run ES that day or if I need to run MES. So if I need to run more contracts of MES or if I feel really confident, I'm gonna run 2 contracts of ES and kind of just play it from there. And over trading, that's also something that I struggled with at the beginning too. Just because like I would take a whole bunch of short trades. I would still be profitable, but I would just nitpick the market and I would take a whole bunch of short trades. But then I realized and I had to kind of look back at like how like my profitable days, it was like the days I only took 1 to 2 trades. That's my most profitable days. So it's like now I'm just trying to find like a quality setup, let the market do what it do, and then kind of go from there.
That was good. And Akia, did he answer your question? Because I think that was really good. Yeah, he did. Okay, cool, cool, cool. That was a really good as well. You just touched on something that was good. You look back at your trades, you saw that your profitable days were the ones where you took 1 to 2 trades and just held them. Like, can you touch on that a little bit more? Because that's actually really important too. Because most people,
Yeah. So I look back and I was like, okay. So I had seen days where it's like, okay, I got $600 this day. I might have got $500 this day, but I took 6, 7 trades, and I'm like, what? And then I look back and then I see another day where it's like, okay, I got $1,500 or I got $1,600, maybe $2,000, and it's like, how long was I in this trade? And then I looked, and I was probably in the trade for at least like an hour, hour 30, maybe. And then so I was like, okay, I just need to find a quality setup and then just kind of let the market play out. Um Before I was definitely just take out all my contracts. So now I'm just gonna I'll feel even more better now that I can leave a runner.
yeah,
I'll leave a runner and kind of go from there because it's like, okay, I already took my profits. If it hits back, is I don't lose anything. And I still got my
yeah. I had
that
to
was
hear.
my main thing. That was my main problem. I didn't want to give anything back to the market. So it's like if I see profit, I'm taking it. And if it's a decent, if it's 3 times my risk, and that was kind of my strategy. Like, I would just take it 3 times my risk. Once I got to that point, I'll cut it. I'll cut it or I'll shove really tightly and to the point where it's gonna stop me out anyways. So and now looking back at it, it's like, yeah, I missed out on so many days, but the market still has plenty more days to come, so we good.
Market ain't going nowhere for sure.
Nah.
I definitely wanted you to touch on that again because that was important. You made mistakes, but then you looked back and saying like, how can I reassess? Like, how can I get better and stuff like that? That's also really good, important. Like a testament to journaling trades, documenting it, and then looking back and saying, all right, bet. Like, how did I do and stuff like that, and then carrying that over. So that's actually really good.
That's
Um,
why I got so many I screenshot every trade I take just to like go back and look like, okay, how did I do this one? Where did I enter? Go back on that day and kind of just go back from there. So
that's good. I think, yeah, I think you just equipped yourself because I think like most of these things I've like because there were a lot of things that I was saying. It was a mouthful of things that I was saying, but you really take your time to like do everything. Like journaling, back testing, practicing, paper trading, learning the strategy, just implementing it live and stuff like that. You just took action with it quickly. So like that's I just want to give you a kudos for that. And then I think I'll make this because I don't think I see anybody else. Um for anybody that's, for example, they might feel overwhelmed with information about trading, or it seems complicated or confusing, or just the hardest thing in the freaking world, and it just seems out of reach. Like, what would you say to that person that's trying to learn how to do it, but they think it's going to take too long, or it's just too complicated for them to learn?
it's definitely not out of reach. Like I would say just really like hop in on the live trading. You will see you will see in real time that is very you can do it. And you can once you see and you see how the strategy works and like even if you paper trading and you entering around the same time and you actually following the strategy, like because I know some people paper trade, make sure you paper trading right. Because I would say some people paper trade and they might hold it for a long time, or it might have dropped down $600-700. Like you're not gonna hold that on your real account. So treat it treat it like adjust your balance. So it's like how much you would have if you had a live account. That helped me too. So like if I was going to put 1,000 in, I put 1,000 in on my paper trading. I'm building that up. So I want to see how much I can do, how profitable I can be off of that on my paper trading account with real risk and risking how much I would risk on the real account. So make sure you paper trading right, cause yeah.
Because most people they hate on paper trading and stuff like that, and they don't like it. They're like, paper trading is stupid. Da, da, da. There's no real emotion like when you're paper trading versus
Treat
live
it
trading.
like that. $1,000 is your $1,000 for like a good 2 week, 3 weeks. You gonna see,
Yep.
you gonna definitely see a difference because once you put it in your live account, you're like, okay, I already know what I can do. I already know I can flip it to. So
Okay, this is my last one. Only I keep having these questions pop up because I'm thinking from their perspective. I'm thinking of what their rebuttal is going to be. Somebody's probably saying in their head, "Well, I paper traded and I did well, but I'm live trading and I'm not doing well. So what is going on? Like, why am I paper trading really good and I'm doing well, but then when I switch over to my live account, let's say they turn $1,000 into $5,000 on the paper trading, but then they go live with 1,000 and they're just sucking and they can't do nothing right. What do you say to that person?"
you gotta go back and either screenshot your trade or buy TradeZilla and go back and look at where you entered. Because I guarantee you, if you go back and look at and follow the strategy and what's really happening, you're gonna see what you're doing wrong for sure. For sure. You're gonna see what's happening and you're gonna see why it happened that way. So if you just all you gotta do is take a screen. That's literally all I do is just screenshot all my trades, and I go back. I'm like, okay, I realize what's been working for me. Like lately, it's been these reversals on the 1 minute. I've been
Yep.
snagging the reversals on the 1 minute. So that's kind of been my thing, and it kind of leads to the higher time frames right now. And yeah, I just say you really gotta just tune into that strategy. Go back test, and forward test. I would say both are
Both of them,
equally
yes.
important to me personally. Forward testing and back testing because you need to review what you did, but you also need to see in real time because it is so easy to. I mean, like it just gets like too easy to the point where it's like, okay, I'm looking at this what already happened, and it's like, okay, I'm planning my strategy. I'm like, okay, it did that. But then when you forward test it, it looks way different because candles are moving way faster. Things are things are not looking like how it looked. Because when you look at your paper trading, like on the little demo, I mean the replay thing, it's gonna show like the candle already done, but like that doesn't look like an active candle. So you definitely got to forward test too to actually see see what's going on.
Even one of
But
the things I do too, on TradeZella, it allows you to do this. I'll set it to the second time frame. Like so, like when the intervals move, it literally moves in 1 second. No, not 1 second time frame. My bad. I'm sorry. So I'll trade like it's regular, right? Like if I'm on the 1 minute, 5 minute, whatever. But it'll be like price will be moving in 1 second intervals.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's
So
moving.
it's kind of moving
So
like the market to a sense too.
correct. That's why I love TradeZella because like I can move it in slow. Like I can pace it like the market. So it's literally moving like the market is literally moving because the market is moving. Like, I don't know about y'all, but my time, the way it works is 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second. So that's how real life is moving. So
Yeah.
I set it to that to practice as well. And sometimes that will take, by the way, that will take longer. It will take longer because obviously you're not skipping forward. I'm letting it play out. I'm watching price move. So that's something else you could do as well. But like that literally ties into what you just said. Make sure you practice back testing and forward testing. Because I knew somebody was having that excuse in their head. I was like, no, you just gotta break that right now. So yeah, that's
I
the
did.
last one.
Honestly, I did way more forward testing than I did back testing.
That
But
part.
I when I did do bad, I did back test, but I did a lot more forward testing, testing different stuff out, different patterns, different things in general. And then I'll just screenshot it. I go back and look at it, compare it to my other days, see why I see it work, see my most profitable days, see what days I lost that didn't work. And then I go back and look at days, even that's like, okay, it worked this day, but it didn't work this day, but it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm like, okay. So the strategy does work because it worked more of these days than it did. I did lose this one day, but it worked these other 4 or 5 days. So it's like, okay, so it works. You just kind of gotta, yeah, forward testing is very important. You gotta forward test.
That's a fact. Because you gotta see the market. You gotta see how
Yeah, yeah, if you don't see it in real time, it's like it's gonna look crazy once you
You're
once
not gonna know
you
what to do. It's
you're
like
gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it for sure.
that's a fact.
But
But this was good. I believe this was really valuable. I think it was really valuable because you were answering questions and stuff like that too. This one,
mhm.
and you just have like I think you really have attained like a wealth of knowledge from just what you've done and stuff like that in the market. So first off, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like you were my dog before like you even came into the accelerator and stuff like that. So like you was my dog before that. So now you're coming into this, you're building it up. So I'm just proud of you for that. And yeah, is there anything else you want to leave the people with before we end it off?
um hop on those charts. That's
Hop on
it.
those charts.
Hop on those charts. That's it.
You heard it first. Hop on the charts. Nah, you're not wrong though. Hop on the charts. So yeah, y'all, this was, my guy Josh. He went crazy in the accelerator and stuff like that. Just he built his account crazy. And now I hope that this interview will also serve you as well to show you that you can do it as well. And I also want you to do it not just for the money, but what it can do for you. Like you said, it ain't even about the money anymore. I'm just withdrawing this. So I don't have to do my business right now, or I can take a break, or I can have freedom. I can travel. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what trading is supposed to be for. It gives you the freedom to do things. So that's what I hope this interview you can take from that. And yeah, I guess I don't really know how to end this stuff off. So we're just gonna just be like, I'll see you later. All right, y'all. Peace.